Good morning to all the students of class 8. Most welcome to all of you in online class. This is Karunesh Mishra from Lakshmi Prasad Memorial Public School. I hope you all are fine and safe at your home. Today I am going to discuss you about the soil resources of chapter 2 from geography. Part 1 of social study of class 8. Dear students, we have already studied about the resources. All the things that we use makes it resources. Or all the things which are useful to the humans are called resources. In first chapter, I have explained you about the natural resources and the classifications of natural resources on the basis of development, on the basis of origin, on the basis of distributions, on the basis of renewability and on the basis of we have studied about on the basis of availability. So on the basis of development, origin, availability, renewabilities, distributions, natural resources are classified into two parts which we have discussed in the first chapters. And including this, we have also discussed about the human itself as a resources or human made resources. As you all know about very well that there are three kinds of resources: natural resources, human resources and human made resources. The classifications of natural resources you have studied in detail in chapters 1. Soil, land and water are also considered as natural resources, as we get this from the natures or as these occurs from the natures. So these are considered as a natural resources. Again, in the chapters 2 we have discussed about the land resources, which is one of the natural resources. Now we will study about the soil resources. So before going to start or before starting the soil resources, I would like to give a quick review of the land resources to all of you in order to bring you to the topics whatever we were going to discuss next in the previous video. So we have studied about land, that land is the most important of all natural resources. It serves as a source of all other resources, and it serves as the resources for all other resources such as mineral, forest, the life forms above and below the surface, plant and animals, different types of soil, surface, water, river and lakes, human settlement and populations. We have studied about the land resources. All human beings live on a land and use it for agricultures and various other purposes. What percentage of earth is land? I explained you that it is only about 30% of land, 30% of the total area of the earth's surface. That means only 30% of the total area of the earth's surface is land, and rest of this, the surface of the areas are 70% of the surface of the total areas of the earth is covered with the water. So the amount one third of the Earth's total land or land area is not suitable for living or is uninhabitable. So the land surface is also not the same everywhere. There are level plains, uplands or plateaus, hills and mountains at various locations. Different types of land present different types of resources. Therefore, all places are not evenly populated. In addition, the areas with extremely cool or hot climate are sparsely populated. Soil fertility also varies from place to place. For example, the Arctic areas, the desert and high mountains are unfavorable for the activities and practices such as farming. On other hand, most of the plants across the world are very fertile. So generally human tends to live in areas with a moderate climate, fertile soil and level land. So they are most populous areas in the world. In the next para of this chapter, I have explained you that what are the uses of land. Dear students, you all know about it that land is utilized by humans with various purposes. Generally, land is used for the purpose of agriculture, settlement, and other urban developments such as road and industry by humans. Road and industries by human. Land use refers to the economic use of land. So the land can be used as agricultures. It can be used agricultural fields to cultivate crops, or it can be used to set up industries or establish factories. Land cover is the physical element that covers the land. Vegetations, building or water are included in it. Land use depends on physical factors such as topography, climate, availability of water, soil and minerals. So these are the physical factors over which land use depends. So dear students, it is estimated that about 11% of the earth's surface is used for the cultivation. Just 11% of earth's surface is used for the cultivation for growing crops. Forest cover another 28%, while pastures account for 34%. Urban areas cover approximately 5% of it. So the rest of land resources include land that could be productive but has been used for the economic purposes such as built up structures, parks and gardens. Classifications of land. Classification of land. We have studied about it, about the classifications of land, that land are classified into two parts: private land and community land. Private and community. Land is classified into two parts: private land and community land. So the dear students, what is called private land? So land can be classified on the basis of ownership, private land and community land. On the basis of ownership, land is classified into two parts, private land and community land. So the land which is used and owned by a persons or a group of peoples for personal use is called private land, whereas on the other hand community land is owned and used by the whole community, like park, roads, forest sector are considered as or termed as a community land. These community land are also called the common property resources. Changing pattern of the land use, dear students, land use has been changing over the years. People use the land with different or with various purposes. Human population has been increasing at an alarming, and so have their demand on land. Now there is huge demand of land as the human population is increasing rapidly. Agriculture, mining, deforestation, roads, industry and settlements are some of the changes made by humans to the land use. Scientists estimated that between 1/3 and 1/2 of our land surface has been modified by the human activities. Land degradations, I have explained you, that happens when the land is no longer suitable for agriculture. Some important reasons for this include increased populations and its ever increasing pressure on land, deforestation, soil erosions, overgrazing by animals, excessive single cropping, expansions of cities and salinations are the causes of land degradations. Okay, I have also explained you about the land conservations. Once again, study land conservation. Land is important for the survival of humans. It is the habitat for all life and creatures, house of valuable minerals and soil that are important for the economic development of the world. So how can you conserve your land resources? Through afforestation, proper sewage disposal, plant crop rotations to preserve soil nutrients, allowing grass to grow, appropriate disposal of hazardous industrial waste, proper use of fertilizer and pesticides, and finding way to protect ecological diversities. In this way, we can conserve the land resources. Is that clear? Now come to the point, soil resources. Soil is one of the most important natural resources and is the uppermost layer covering the surface of the earth. So soil is the uppermost layer covering the surface of the earth, and it is very essential for the growth of plant. Have you ever picked up soil with your bare hands? Dear students, have you ever picked up the soil with your bare hands? How does it feel to hold it? When you hold the soil in your bare hands, how do you feel? Soil consists of minerals and organic matter. Dear students, soil consists of minerals and organic matters, air and water. That means these are the compositions which are found in the soil. Soil consists of minerals and organic matters, air and waters. Minerals come from the weathering of rocks, while organic matter consists of biological plant and organisms, both living and dead. It also has a humus, which is partially decomposed organic matters. Water in the soil contains dissolved nutrients, and the air in it has high level of gases such as carbon dioxide and low level of oxygen. The right mix of organic matter and minerals makes soil fertile. So, with this or by going this or in the process of understanding, we come to know that the soil is consist of minerals. It consists of minerals, organic matters, air and water, and soil is the uppermost layer covering the earth's surface. It consists of minerals, organic matters, water and airs. Minerals comes from weathering of rocks, while organic matter consists of biological plants and organisms. Water in the soil contains dissolved nutrients, and the air in it has high level of gases such as carbon dioxide and low level of oxygen. So the right mix of organic matter and minerals make the soil fertile. The right mix of organic matter and minerals make the soil fertile. Okay, so soil is the one of almost or important resources of natural of all natural resources. Formation of soil. Let's study about the formations of soil. That means how soil is formed. What are the process of formations of soil? Soil varies from place to place and even from one field to the next. Dear students, you all know about it that the soil varies from place to place or from land to land or one field to the next. For example, the soil next to a river could have lots of nutrients. The soil next to the rivers have a lot of nutrients, making it a productive area, while the soil in a plateau a little far away could be stony and unproductive. So it's clear to you. Why does soil vary so much from place to place? The questions comes that why does soil vary from place to place? Several factors affect soil formations. Some of them are parent rock, climate, vegetation and time. So these are the factors which affect soil formations. That is why soil varies from place to place. Let's study about the factors which affect the soil formations. The first one is the parent rock, the original rock from which soil is formed is called the parent rock. The original rock from which soil is formed is called parent rock. This determines the type of minerals, content, texture, color, chemical properties and permeability. For example, granite rock will produce coarse loamy soil structures, while basaltic rock produce clay loamy texture. So this is one of the most important factors which affect the soil formations. Parent rock. Now, climate is also one of the most important factors which affect the soil formations. How it affects the soil formations? Let's study. Climate is one of the most important factors affecting the formations of the soil. Warm temperature, steady and abundant water supply speed up the formations of soil. On the other hand, places with cold climate during climatic conditions like low temperature and less precipitations slow down soil formations. So in this way, climate also play very vital role or is the most important factor which affect the soil formations. Warm temperature, steady and abundant water supply speed up the formations of soil, whereas in the cold regions or places with cold climatic conditions like low temperatures and less precipitations slow down the soil formations. Time is also most important factor which affect the soil formations. Time is another important factor influencing soil formations. Soil takes thousands of years to form. It does not form in a year, in 5 or 6 years. It takes thousands of years to form. So time is another very important factor influencing the soil formations. Some soil change color and also its properties over a time of period. Some soil change its color and its properties over a time of period. So these are the factors. Now let's study about the topography. The topography or physical feature also affect the soil formations, or you can say that vegetation. The slope and steepness of the land influence the rate at which water flows into or off the soil. A lot of heat and moisture gets trapped in soil in the plants, thus making it richer and fertile. Hillsides may relatively have a thinner soil because of erosion, wind and water. So topography also plays crucial role in affecting the formations of the soil. Profile of the soil. Let's study about the profile of soil. Dear students, there are several factors that affect the compositions of soil. As I have explained you that soil is consist of minerals, organic water and layers.